Hi guys, so I'm going to talk about this real quick. It's a little vent, I guess you could call it, but anyways, I want to address this real quick because I feel like this is necessary to discuss while you talk to me as a human being. So first off, you'll know my ethnic background, white and Hispanic, and if you're gonna describe my ethnicity, I would prefer if you just call me mix of white and or Hispanic, because when you say other Hispanic terms, I'm not gonna like it, because one, unless you're from a Hispanic or whatever society, you should not call me other terms to describe my ethnic background. And two, unless unless you have family and all that stuff, yeah, no, don't call me that. Because one, it's impolite to describe who a person is, and two, I don't speak a whole lot. I don't speak Spanish a whole lot. So because this is the thing that I have a slight issue with when you really think of Hispanics in the United States. So first off, please don't call me a Latino. That term is not something that I like to be referred as, because it's just I just don't take that pretty well. And then secondly, if you're gonna and it's okay to just describe me as a Hispanic if you're gonna describe my other ethnic background. And then on top of that, just don't call me Hispanic. No, just don't call me a Latino or Latin American. Call me Hispanic. Describe my if you really want to describe me as a Hispanic, just say that. Don't go deep into don't go specifically into it. And then on top of that, because I'm a Republican, we definitely don't want to be described as a Latino. So please don't call me a Latino, because even if you find Hispanics attractive, don't call us that, because not everyone takes that pretty well. If you're Hispanic, fine. I don't talk about other races in their own way. So example with blacks, if you're gonna describe someone who's black, just say black. Don't say anything else, especially the N-word. Even the term African American is a type of term that unless you're black, you should not refer to someone else as an African American. I don't necessarily agree with that term, because one, yes, there are blacks they're from the States. However, there are some that live in the States for many years, and you shouldn't describe them as that way, because not all of them are from Africa. I know that for a fact, because I have friends who are from, what's it called, the Caribbean island. They may have a descendant, but you should not refer to them as that, because while it's not targeted as super racist, but that's just a term that you should not describe a person who's black or whatever. And as for Asians, I don't necessarily agree with doing those stereotypes, saying that what's it called, that all Asians are described as Chinese or whatever, because first off, yes, China is the most populated country in the whole world. However, you should not describe a person who's Asian as Chinese, because China is its own country. and of course it's in Asia, so that's why those races are described as Asian. And it's because there's some Asians I know that are also Korean, Japanese, some they're from what's it called, Thailand and what's it called, what was that other one, Indonesia, etc. Like that type of stuff. And I know that in India, obviously they can't really be described as it, but if you had to best describe what Indians are, it is South Asian. So, but they're a little more different because South Asians are because most of the Indians are basically South Asian. But the point is like, just don't do stereotypes. Don't just don't stereotype someone into saying that they're from this and that. Yes, people who are Hispanic are usually in Mexico and below to Argentina, I think. And yes, I do have a bit of the Hispanic accent, but it's not as thick as my parents, because obviously I was born in the States. But and I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about the whole what's it called? Talking about the whole how you pronounce my name, because as you all know, my name is Brandon. Unless you're really from a foreign country and you can't pronounce my name the correct way, I'll let it slide. But if you're from the States and you pronounce my name in the more Spanish way or Hispanic or whatever you want to call it, do me a favor and please don't pronounce it as that way, because that's the type of thing that I don't appreciate, and that's something that you really need to work out, because that's an issue I have. If you're not my family, if you're not relatives, obviously with my relatives, it's a little bit different because they're used to calling me that growing up. But if you're just don't call me those terms when I'm with friends. Don't call me those terms while I'm with friends. Don't call me those terms while I'm really around people that I don't even know. So unless it's family, please don't call me the Spanish pronunciation as Brandon. Just call me Brandon. If you have a hard time, because some people are from around the world, like England, France, Spain, etc., or Canada, or whatever you want to call it, just pronounce my name as Brandon. Do me a favor and pronounce it as that. There are no exceptions, because if you're my friend, I expect you to pronounce my name as Brandon, not the Hispanic way. So that's all I'm going to talk about for now, because people need to stop putting accents and stop putting stereotypes. So, and on top of that, I don't speak Spanish a whole lot, so it just feels awkward for someone who's from the States and pronounces my name as that. So just do me a favor and not pronounce it as that, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's it for the vent, and I will see you all in another vent video, maybe depending on what goes on. See you.